Welcome to the Hardstyle Kettlebell Pro channel. I'm Luca, your strength coach. I want to present to you one of my favorite protocols called Escalating Density Training. I first heard of EDT many years ago by Charles Staley. So Escalating Density Training is basically a protocol for hypertrophy. Charles designed a program so you could perform your workout within a specific amount of time. The goal is to do the max amount of sets within that amount of time. What's cool about this is it maximizes on volume while training the density. So this program maximizes on muscle mass, conditioning, and the cool thing, fat loss. This program is not your traditional sets and reps. It works with a sub-maximal weight, basically using your 10 rep max, and you're doing half of the number of your maximum. So for example, if my rep max is 10, I'm only doing sets of 5. By not doing my sets close to failure, I'm able to maximize on the speed and quality of each lift. Because you're able to keep the speed of the lift the same, you're gonna focus on accelerating the weight or accelerating through the lift. This program uses the principle called compensatory acceleration training, also known as CAT. This was coined by Dr. Fred Hatfield. The idea is to use a medium weight, your 10 rep max, and to drive the weight as quickly as possible in the concentric phase. This will actually make the lift or the exercise much harder because force times mass equals acceleration. So the harder you push through in the concentric phase, the exercise or the lift will actually feel like it's heavier and way more. Now the benefit of this is you're gonna activate as many motor units and fast twitch fibers as possible. Those are your biggest, strongest, and most powerful muscle fibers, the ones you wanna create hypertrophy in. Let's jump over to the whiteboard for program design. Escalating density training means that the density will increase over time as you become more conditioned and stronger. So the way EDT works is you choose a specific block of time. It could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can do several blocks in a row. So for example, you could do 2 blocks of 10 minutes or 2 of 15, or maybe 1 block of 15 and 1 block of 20. So it really depends on your schedule and your goals. You're gonna select 2 compound exercises. I choose compound because those are the most bang for your buck. Yes, you can do isolation work, but those compound lifts target the most muscle fibers and are more efficient for your time. So in each block, I would have 2 exercises that I would superset. Usually those are exercises that complement each other, like a push or a pull, or upper body and a lower body exercise. So for example, I could choose a deadlift and a push-up. That would be exercise A and exercise B. Or alternatively, it could be a squat and a row or even a pull-up. For each exercise, you're gonna select a weight or an intensity that you can perform at least between 6 to 12 reps max. So perform a warm-up or a couple easy warm-ups and then test your rep max to know where you're at. Once you tested your rep max, you're gonna follow a specific chart or guidelines for your reps in the training. Take for example, if you got 6, you're gonna be doing sets of 3. If you got 7, you're gonna do sets of 3 and 4. If you got 8, you're gonna do sets of 4. If you tested 9, you're gonna do sets of 4 and 5 reps. If you got 10, sets of 5, 11, sets of 5 and 6, and 12, 6. Generally, it's about half of your reps in total. Performing half of your reps is going to give you the opportunity to maximize on accelerating the weight with the CAT, compensatory acceleration training. So the way it works is you're going to choose the time, choose your exercises, and you're going to do as many sets as possible of the reps that show on your chart of your rep max. The goal would be to reach 60 reps in total during your time block. So how would you organize this within a weekly template? I would do this program for at least 6 weeks. Traditionally, I would recommend 2 or 3 training sessions a week. You can alternate between A, B, or do A, B, C, your choice. If I would do just 2 sessions like A, B, you can have up to 3 training blocks. Each training block is going to be a given amount of time. 15 minutes would be the first block, second block could be 10 minutes, third block might be 20 minutes, or they could all be the same time. In each training block, you're gonna have 2 exercises to work on. So technically you can work up to 6 exercises within a workout. If you find that's too much, start with just 2 blocks and do only 4 exercises. The last block could be also, you could do arms, you could do abs, you could do exercises that are more isolation to add a cherry on top. So in a week, it would look like this. Monday you would do A, Wednesday you would do B, and Friday you would repeat A again. So A is workout A with several training blocks. Alternatively, you can have up to 3 different sessions a week. It would be session A, session B, session C with completely different exercises. Keep in mind the exercises. Some of them are going to be bilateral, some of them are going to be unilateral. If you're doing an exercise that's unilateral, for example, a one-arm row or one-arm press, and you pair it up with a bilateral exercise, it might take you longer than if you would do 2 bilateral exercises, because you would have to do 1 set on your left, 1 set on your right, and then the second exercise. So if you have a unilateral exercise and a bilateral exercise, I would have a longer training block, maybe 20 minutes. So how do you progress in EDT? Charles talked about reaching a total amount of reps. Don't count the number of sets that you do, instead count the total number. So he said once you reach 60 reps in total, it's time to increase the weights or the intensity. Another way is performing this program for several weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and then retesting again after that time. So you can retest either with a new weight, or even if you're using a heavier weight, you can retest again with the same weight and perhaps get a higher rep max, and then you would start over. So for example, when I started the program, I was only able to do 6 pull-ups, so I'm doing sets of 3. And after 3 weeks, I retested and was able to get 10 pull-ups. So now I'd be doing sets of 5. A frequently asked question is, if I'm performing a given amount of reps and as my workout progresses, I get too tired, what happens if I can't perform those reps? Then I would decrease those reps and keep going until the time is up. For example, if I'm doing sets of 5 and I start to slow down, I'm only going to do sets of 4. If I slow down doing sets of 4, I'm going to drop down to sets of 3. Now the goal with this is really not to lose speed. At the beginning, of course, it's going to feel easier because you're doing half of your max, but as you get more fatigued, you're going to feel like you're slowing down. Just decrease the rep count by 1 or 2 and keep going, keep adding to the total amount of volume. Again, the goal would be to get a total of 60 reps, and once you reach that, increase the weight or the intensity. Alternatively, don't worry about the total necessarily, do it for a few weeks and then retest yourself again. I really love this program. It's very simple, it's effective, it's gonna get your heart rate going, it's gonna work your muscles, your endurance, and you're probably gonna lose some body fat. Give EDT a try. You can mix it up with kettlebells, body weight exercises, dumbbells, barbells, you choose. Have fun. I wanted to show you my beautiful line of powder-coated kettlebells. I like the grip, the feel. They're just all around awesome. Check them out at kettlebellclub.shop.